They about to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. And the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, we lit, never thought about it. Cause they about to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topics? In a way back, all black, I'm talking, feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. And the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, it's saucy all the projects, it's saucy.
Yo, what is up? RCR Presents MSD Sports, and we back at it for episode 14. My name is Sam, also known as YBK, and we got Mikey, and we got Camden, and let's get it, Mikey, introduce yourself, Mikey, introduce yourself.
YBK with the great energy as always. It is your boy, Michael John DeStefano, MJ, coming at you from the 02135. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to the homies. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. What's up, Camden? What's up?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise, a.k.a. Camden Lee, and I'm here with the greatest trio ever assembled. You know what it is. Episode 14, MSD Sports. We're back at it again. We got a lot going on. I know you might have heard us earlier this week, but we back with another episode this week because we got a couple more news and things on the docket. I think GM Sam is coming back in the building. Mr. Sam, YBK, how you doing, baby? It's good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, too. I've been pretty good. I've been excited to get this pod going. We got a lot of news to talk about today in episode 14. We're going back to the MLB. We're going to talk about some free agency news, some hot stove news, to talk about some teams. And then we're going to move on to the NBA All-Star selections, everybody. It's coming close to that time. And some new rules new formats going in the NBA All-Star, and also some NBA All-Star snubs, guys. And also some trade rumors. And we're going to talk about some spicy UFC fight card tomorrow. So let's get it. Let's start out with the MLB. We're going to first start some free agency news here, guys. Shortstop Ha-Sung Kim, former Gold Glove winner, signs a 2-year deal with the Tampa Bay Rays. This is a $29 million contract and it includes an opt-out clause after the season. So I feel like they're giving him kind of like, all right, test this out. If you don't like it, you can bounce. But if you do, stay with us and you get $16 million. It's like a little bit of a bump from that $13 million you're going to get in 2025. We're going to move on to Michael King. He signs a 1-year contract with the Padres, guarantees him a $7.75 million contract. And there's some news about Michael where he was like the ace of the Padres kind of presence coming from the Yankees with that Juan Soto trade. But now it just feels like he's just like a guy who gets thrown around. But we'll see how he goes. But this is the big news, guys. We got the veteran, the all-star. Max Scherzer signs a 1-year deal with the Toronto Blue Jays, $15.5 million. This man's a Cy Young winner. How do you guys feel about this one? This is kind of late right now in the free agency, but how do you guys feel about this one?
You know, Max is one of those guys where he's a big arm. 3-time Cy Young winner, I think is crazy. You know what I mean? Being able to add that to that rotation staff. You're getting him hopefully for the playoffs. I think that's really what this Tampa Bay is kind of looking like. These Blue Jays, kind of looking at. It's like, okay, we're gonna really start getting ready for October. So I think being 40, a little bit past his prime. However, I think if the Blue Jays can make it to the playoffs in a little bit, I think that's a great signing. And I think also too, it brings a little bit more veteran presence to the Blue Jays. I think that's important, especially in that pitcher's locker room. I think it's important just to have someone with experience, someone who's played on numerous teams and won numerous games. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's popping. Mikey, what are you thinking?
The same contract like Verlander, kind of. 1 year, $15 million for a 40-year-old pitcher who's a former Cy Young. So it's similar. I do think it's risky, but the risk-reward factor is worth it, I think. Because if he can pitch, if he's not hurt, the past few years have been tough for Scherzer. I mean, he's been part of a couple good teams. I think when he was on that Rangers team that had the playoff run,
Yeah.
I feel like he was part of that pitching rotation, but he hasn't really been healthy. And if he is healthy, he could still pitch. I think we have to see. Sports medicine and athleticism is at an all-time peak, so it's probably the best era if you're going to make a risk on a 40-year-old pitcher.
Yeah.
Definitely a risk for sure. I mean,
Doesn't that seem like a lot of money though? Still 15 million. I
that-
know.
that's what. Yeah, that's a risk. It's 15 million is not.
But it's only
some-
1 year, so you're not committing to a long term.
Yeah, but
A
I do
long-term
agree with
deal.
David saying about the playoffs. I feel like what you see now, what the Blue Jays have done this offseason with getting Andrés Giménez from the Cleveland Guardians. He's also a Gold Glove winner. Signing Jeff Hoffman, the closer, in a 3-year deal. Getting Anthony Santander. I mean, we talked about his batting stats, but he also hit 40-plus home runs last season. He signed a 5-year deal, and then now they're getting Max here with that 1-year deal. In my opinion, they're waiting for the playoffs, and they're right now trying to satisfy Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right now. As he's going to be that free agent, that number one free agent like Juan Soto was this offseason. But the next one, is going to be Vladdy's show next offseason. So right now, Blue Jays are trying to make their mark and show Vladdy that they can get some people and do some damage. So that's what I think what the Blue Jays are trying to plan right now in their trajectory.
Most
That's a
definitely.
tough division.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Especially,
Well,
especially Red Sox bolstering up too. Orioles already doing well, and the Yankees making World Series last year. The Rays are trying a little bit. It's definitely a tough division.
I mean, you gotta appease this boy. If Vladdy leaves, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna be good for nobody. So, 15 is a lot of money, but I think for a veteran presence and to satisfy a couple of taste buds, not only and the fan base as well in the ballpark. I'm okay with that.
Can I tell you guys something? I'm gonna let you know what
Yes, sir.
between the sports books, the average is not looking good for Blue Jays' outlook on the AL East. They're the lowest odds to
No
win.
way.
Yeah, the best odds I see for them is plus 1,200 to win the AL East.
Oh man.
A few plus 14, plus 15. So obviously the Yankees are favored.
Yep.
Coming off a great year. They're just about minus 100, plus 110. But Orioles are there like kind of like 2.5 to 1 odds.
Yeah, I can see that.
Red Sox is like a 4 to 5 odds. Rays is like a 8 to 10. But yeah, Blue Jays, that's not very. It's not good. But hey, you got to try to compete. You can't just not try to compete.
Yeah. All right. And then let's move on to the AL West here. Mariners are getting back Jorge Polanco. I mean, he was a topic in the infield in the free agency this offseason. Even the Yankees were interested in trying to get this infielder, but he goes back and he gets a $7.75 million contract with the Mariners here, and I feel like it's good. It's good. It's just like I feel like nothing's gonna change in that team, in my opinion. One thing I'm concerned about the Mariners is their health overall. A solid, great team, but I don't really see them going anywhere. So I don't know.
The Mariners are one of those teams where they always have a decent team. They're always competing to somewhat where they can get fans in the building, but they really can't get over the hump. And I think the same thing with this signing with Jorge. I think at the end of the day, it's they sent him out and told him, okay, maybe you can test and see what's happening. But in reality, they both knew that they needed each other, and they're just coming right back. I think that's kind of the sums up of a Mariners season, or even as a Mariners fan. You hate them, you love them. You try to throw your jersey away, and then sometimes you just got to bring it out the trash and say, it could be a lot worse. So
I heard that you should go to the Mariners games for those toasted grasshoppers.
No way, they do that?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was like a big snack that they make there.
I
They
did
sell out of
not
them
know
too.
that.
The toasted grasshoppers with the lime,
toasted grasshoppers with lime. I mean, I might have to get my ass over to Seattle and have
chili
a little...
lime salt. Yeah, it's like that
What?
style. Y'all would probably like it. I mean, or West Coast style. You know how we be getting the fruit carts with the chili lime salt, some tahini and some lime on a fruit. It's like grasshoppers, toasted grasshoppers with that.
See, I've heard the grounded up grasshoppers. You put it on a little watermelon or something like that. That's cool. I've tasted those. Those are fire. But a whole grasshopper, oh no. Listen, if you guys are listening, let us know if you ever would have a little toasted grass. I don't know. I need some fan votes for this one.
YBK is bugging. He's bugging.
Oh my gosh.
We'll go to a Seattle game. We got to put it on the docket,
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Listen.
we'll do it.
And YBK's eating a toasted grasshopper.
No! It's gonna be tough.
I'll eat him for sure.
I'll do it for MSD Sports then. I'll do it for MSD Sports. But speaking about West Coast, again, the Dodgers have done more signings, and they got Kirby Yates in a 1-year, $13 million contract. And this man, I think, on top of my head, I think his ERA was 1 point something last year. As a relief pitcher, so they bolstered their bullpen even once more. And yeah, guys, this is what's going on.
Oh my god, yeah, I just pulled up the stats.
Yeah, what's his stats?
7-2.
Okay.
1.17 ERA.
What's his K9? Let me see.
The whip is 0.83.
0.83.
I mean,
I have a question. Out of that $13 million, how much of it is deferred?
I think this one. Let me make sure. Let's make sure on this one.
Double check, GM.
Yeah, you're right.
If they paying him the whole load, I said this is the first time I've seen the Dodgers pay out somebody for a whole year, and I don't know how long.
Oh yeah, whole load.
And put the whole load.
He getting a whole load, $13 million.
Put $13 million, put it on the floor.
Damn.
Listen, I mean, what the rich get richer. I think this is what this boils down to. The rich get richer, and we understand why all that deferred money the last couple of signings was so that they give it to Kirby and say, "Here's a little $13 million. Let's go do a couple wins and let's go win a championship." Red Sox, if you're listening, do something. I need one more move.
Where's that Bregman?
don't worry. I was gonna say, don't worry. Bregman's coming, bro.
Give me one more move. I need one more.
For the listeners that can't see, my eyes are rolling like with this dog. I mean, come on, these freaking Dodgers.
I'm just as like a non-Dodgers fan, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm just hating so hard and so jealous. So like, I'm talking to all my Dodgers friends here in LA, and I'm like, to a point where it's like I give up. It's like if y'all don't win next season back to back, that's when I will go crazy and go berserk at y'all. Just wait. Good for you guys right now, but just wait. If you don't make it to the World Series and win it,
a lot of pressure on your head top, LA. A lot of pressure on your head top with this one. For real.
All I do is shake my head, guys.
Listen, is there still some more free agents available? I know there's a couple big names.
Yeah,
I've been still waiting for a couple of brothers to, you know what I'm saying? Like my boy, we was talking about Michael John Bregman. Who still hasn't signed yet? Come on, GM Sam. What's happening? Who's coming?
I mean, right now, didn't we see last time with Bregman getting close with the Red Sox?
Yes, but there was also the comments from the Houston GM saying, "Oh well, we kind of took ourselves out the running because we assumed Bregman would have been signed by this stage of free agency. So that's why we said we wish the best of luck to Bregman. But because Bregman ain't signed, they're like, this changes the conversation. It changes the complexion of the conversation. But they already made those comments about which players they'd have playing which position in the infield. That is Houston. Yeah. So I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to. The Red Sox, I think, are still the front runners here, but close the deal already.
I'm just worried. I'm just confused. I mean, everybody's waiting till the last minute to get a date at the school dance. You know what I mean? There's still some baddies that are left. I don't know why you would take yourself out the running and say, listen, this baddie wasn't signed. I think I got some, some other ones, maybe a junior that might come out the woodwork. Listen, wait for the baddie. You see what I'm saying? If you got to take the junior to prom after, hey, it's all good. But at least you had a chance. They ain't even getting themselves. They ain't even getting themselves something in the running. Listen, at least get yourself in the running. At least you might be able to take the prom queen to the joint. You never know.
Yep. I feel like the handful of free agents like Alonso, Corbin, Morton, Charlie Morton, Anthony Rizzo. I think they're just waiting for the Bregman's gonna be like that domino effect. I feel like there's always like the handful and always that out of those that superstar, that number one. If he gets signed, he's gonna go down. He'll trickle down.
You know who's trying to get Bregman too?
Who?
who kind of came out the woodworks a little bit.
Which team?
Chicago Cubs.
The Cubs.
And the Blue Jays, because the Blue Jays got money to spend still too. So
I mean, man, if
We're gonna see.
You gotta
Red
satisfy
Sox,
Vladdy.
you gotta come play in Boston.
How about it? Take care of him. Take care of my boy. Come on, Red Sox. You already know what it is.
Come play in Boston.
Man, that's gonna be crazy. Imagine a team with team like a Blue Jays. You add Bregman to that. Yeah, that with Bo Bichette and you got Andres Jimenez, Vladdy. That infield is stacked.
Nasty.
Damn.
Nice.
But it's gonna suck with as an AL East, team as a Yankee fan. But damn. But yeah, guys. And also Alonso just waiting too. Like I feel like the Mets are not even. I saw Mets were interested in trying to talk with Yandy Diaz, Tampa Bay first baseman. So it's like, are you really interested in re-signing Alonso? I don't think so at this point because it's so late. But
they just can't get a contract down. I think that's what it is. Pete wants
Scott
something.
Boras.
Yeah, Pete wants something. You know what I mean? They're not willing to pay it, but like Mikey said, it's Scott Boras in the mug. He gonna make sure his players get his check. That's all it is. They just iron out the ink right now, trying to figure out how much money am I getting. Am I getting 25? Am I getting 30? I'm not sure. I'm getting something. I'm bleeding with something.
He'd be playing games though, because actually, if you look into it, some people are saying like the reports about the Blue Jays contract, like a 6-year offer to Bregman as well, who's also with Scott Boras, might be some BS to try to drive the market price up. So
leave it with something. The price going up. Price of the brick went up. Believe that. Let them know.
Wow. Yeah, we'll
show me the money.
Go. I mean, if it's Red Sox or Toronto for Bregman, it's gonna suck as a Yankee fan. Like we're gonna see him. Damn. But yeah,
Listen,
we'll see.
Y'all rich. Y'all be all right. Y'all be all right.
Yo, why not we get him? We'll get him then.
You need some competition before if you're going to go to the postseason and play the Dodgers or the Braves, right? Like a good team. You need some competition to help get get you up there.
The last time he was in the big show, you know what I'm saying? It was a little too big. The lights were a little too bright.
Too bright. So, even for Judge, it was too bright.
Too bright for most of y'all suckers.
I rewatched that 5th inning again in Game 5. We were up 5-0, no outs. From that no out, I rewatched it. I'm like, bro, it was a drop. It wasn't even the cover first thing, honestly. The start was a start. When Judge dropped it, it was done. I'm like, wow.
YBK is trying to do an induced heart attack by rewatching.
But it's okay.
Yankee.
I had to. I don't know why. I had to though.
He had to see what was.
Yeah, but you know what? I couldn't talk about it when we talked about our favorite quarterbacks because you always talking about Eli Manning. I'm like, it's too raw for me still. Too raw for me.
Yep.
It's like that. It's like that movie Passion of the Christ. You know how you see it once and you're like, good. I've seen it once. I need to see it again.
Yeah, yep.
That's how I feel. You see what I'm saying? I seen that during one time. I said, I'm good. Pippin.
I even rewatched the Eagles Super Bowl with the Patriots.
Recent
one.
Yep. 2017.
I rewatched the whole game.
I
rewatched it. It's fine.
That's fine. But those
I can live with it. I cannot rewatch those games, the Giants games. Not yet. I haven't had the heart to, and I don't know if I ever will.
Maybe when we're 50 years old, and maybe we'll be able to.
I'm gonna have to lose a fantasy league and get it as a punishment.
Oh, punishment! You just get tied up and I gotta watch this.
You gotta watch it.
Finish the whole video and you're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
anything else in MLB?
I mean, we're just waiting right now with these guys: Patrick Corbin, Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman, Charlie Morton, Anthony Rizzo, Kenley Jansen, Ryan Presley. I mean, we're just waiting for these guys. These are the top free agents. There's a lot more, but these are like the handful of like stars that we all know. So yeah, we'll see on this, and I'll give you guys definitely an update. You know, GM Sam got y'all on the MLB update.
You know what it is.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. But yeah, let's get it.
Oof. All right, what we got next? What's popping, baby? What's popping?
We know what's popping.
NBA.
Ooh.
My favorite place to play.
And it's the All-Star Weekend coming soon, everybody.
What are y'all thinking about these all-star lineups? Because
so who's made it? Who's in it? Let's see the lineup.
Mikey, introduce us with the Eastern Conference. Let's get it. Come on.
Conference look like? What's the Eastern Conference look like?
Starting lineups for your Eastern Conference NBA All-Stars. You got from the New York Knicks, Mr. Jalen Brunson,
Oh!
playing that one. I think that's well deserved.
That's well deserved. That's well deserved.
Donovan Mitchell.
I'll do it.
The Spider.
Oh!
Playing the two
Definitely.
for Cleveland.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that's the best team or second best team in the league right now.
Yeah,
So
I'll do it.
then you got your boy.
Oh!
You already know the Prince. Jason Tatum.
I like it. It's a little fan vote, but I'm okay.
We need Deuce courtside for an All-Star game. You know that. You
Always.
need Deuce there. Deuce has got to be there.
Oh, you know, yes.
Damn, your boy, the Greek freak at the 4, Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo. And rounding it out, I think a surprise to me as the starter for the All-Star team in the East, but also well-deserved, Karl Anthony Towns.
Big shout
New York
out.
Knicks.
Yo, let's go, Cat. Let's go,
Two Knicks in the
Cat.
starting lineup for
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
the East. How y'all feeling
yes,
about that
sir.
starting lineup there?
I love it. I mean,
Strong.
other than I think Shea, I wanted all of these guys in my starting lineup. To be honest, I think I wanted instead of Brunson, I wanted Shea, but I think I love all of these guys. Tatum to me, I think is a little bit of a fan vote. He hasn't been playing. His peaks and valleys have been vast. That's the only concern or only like reservation that I could really have about that. I mean, shout out to Cat. Pimpin'. Shout out to Cat. You're coming off of a new team, being an all-star in the East. There are some big boys in the East, and that's the one thing that I will give him. It's not like he's hiding out here. He's actually playing against top-level competition when it comes to this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really proud of him. Obviously, Giannis is Giannis. Spider leading it. You know what I'm saying? With the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I think having two Knicks, it was either two Knicks or two Cavaliers, and I don't think that was going to happen as a starter. I just don't think that, you know what I mean. There's a bigger name on that ticket over in Cleveland, so I'm really happy for that. I think all these guys are pretty well deserved.
Can I tell y'all the reserves for the East
Oh,
before
yes.
we move over to the West?
Yes.
Because this is where I feel like the conversation really gets dicey.
Yes.
Because it's who didn't make the All-Star, right? So for the reserves, you got Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Of course, you know that. The J's got to be on there. Pascal Siakam made All-Star. Darius Garland. I'm happy. I'm surprised,
cool with that.
pleasantly surprised. We talked about it, I feel like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I don't know if Garland's going to make it. And the stats ain't eye-popping, but the play by the eye test and the team test is there. Cade Cunningham makes his first All-Star appearance.
Okay,
Huge
that's
improvement.
Big,
Great
big.
improvements this year. He's having a great season. Evan Mobley, another Cavalier. So the Cavaliers are sitting with 3. Dame made it. So Dame is still balling. He's still shooting from the logo.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about that. And then Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero made his. He's got his now, All-Star appearance. So
Let's go.
I
I got a bad taste in my mouth with that one. Oh, what? What?
So Tyler Hero made the thing for it was the coach's recommendation of the pick.
Listen, this is one of those things where I think I call, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about this in later episodes and other podcasts. You already know. Propaganda. This is NBA propaganda to me. I think they were trying to distract people from the Jimmy Butler situation. So they said, let's sneak in Tyler Hero as an all-star. This is ridiculous. We're going to talk about some of these suckers that got snubbed. Tell that sucker Tyler Hero, listen, go back to Miami and chill. Because that is not that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Pascal Siakam, you're a little old. I can understand that. Maybe maybe the fan vote. I don't really watch a lot of basketball in on the East like that. So maybe he's balling. But there's a couple brothers on this snub situation, Mikey, that I'm like, how the heck Tyler Hero get on that? That's like Deuce getting on there. Nothing wrong with Deuce. He probably win the fan vote. But does he deserve to be playing a minute out there? No, not at all. Make it make sense.
It's horrible.
the East needed a white boy.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm confused.
horrible.
That's like a great dish. Just threw me off. Someone put some bad, too much salt or something in there. Just checked it. Oh, look.
He's having a good season too. I will say, I do think he's having a good season for like, let's say, like, let me play devil's advocate and just be in his defense. Like, I know his stats is pretty good. I'm gonna tell you right now. He's averaging 24, so that's not bad. 24, 5-5. I do think it's very inflated because of the Jimmy Butler situation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I want to know
still
his
think
percentage.
Bam-
I want to know his percentages on that shooting on that 25 too. Because if he's shooting 25 on 36 and 30, or 32, I'd be like, bruh, like
his true shooting ain't bad actually. He's shooting 40% from three, so it's not bad. 47% from the field in general, but 40% from three is like that's good.
not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's good. I do think it's just tough because we feel like there was, I think, in comparison to the people who didn't make it.
Yeah,
Can we name some of these snubs? Can you
I gotta say something about this snub. One player I really like, really like, Mr. LaMelo Ball. Everybody. All right, I'm a stats guy. We going 28.2 points per game, 7.3 assists, 1.3 steals, and we're talking this guy was leading the guard votes in the All-Star voting. And he currently leads all the East reserves in points, rebounds, and assists. And you're telling me this man didn't make the All-Star?
It's ridiculous,
bro. This is great. And Tyler Hero makes the All-Star?
That makes no sense to me, bro.
Oh,
that's why I think, Jim Sim, do you think it's NBA propaganda to you too?
Yes. Why not? Why are we blocking LaMelo from going to the All-Star?
They are trying to throw in that corner.
Oh,
that's what they trying to stop us. They don't want to see us win.
Oh my goodness.
They don't want to see us win.
Oh my goodness. There's like two other guys too, I think, that got snubbed too, in my opinion.
Talk to me, GM Sam. Talk to me. Who else got snubbed?
He's in the Philadelphia 76ers, guys.
Young blood.
You already know. This man be balling right now this year too. Mr. Tyrese Maxey.
Let him know.
And you telling me he didn't make it?
Come on.
I'm going to be the one devil advocate on this one, and I actually believe this, is that I like Maxey, but I don't necessarily think because you're averaging 27, it makes you an all-star just by how much they give him the ball and how many shots he puts up. He is having a great year. Like, he's been their best player because he's been forced into it because of how many games Paul George and Joel Embiid have missed. That's what I think. LaMelo Ball as well is, I would prefer him if there's someone like versus Maxey, because LaMelo Ball is the team leader and is flashy. So for an all-star game, from the fan perspective, I want fireworks. Maxey's a good player on the Sixers when they play with their schedule and the way that they play and let him dominate the ball. LaMelo is a flashy player, bro. Like, just fun to watch. So, but the team records for Maxey and Ball is trash.
Yeah.
Put together, absolute garbage. This player is leading the league in assists. And his team is in a position to actually be in a playoff spot right now.
Talk to me.
And they're not great, but Trae Young, yet again, has been snubbed.
Ice Trae.
He even said, like, now we're going to call it getting trade. Now we're going to call it getting trade when you get snubbed.
Wow, getting trade.
Because I'm not sure what you want him to do more. I agree with him. It's hard to say, like, that spot that Tyler Hero got, where it's like, I get, you know, I mean, I feel you, Sam. This was the coach's pick, right?
Right.
It's different, but doesn't it feel like a little bit crazy?
Yeah, it's too crazy. It's too crazy.
I love Dame too, but Dame has the same stat line as LaMelo type. You know, it's because of that name and the longevity.
Yeah.
Trae could have been in there in maybe Dame's spot, maybe Tyler Hero's spot. Maybe, I don't know if you have to have probably because you needed the forwards, because Siakam ain't like that. Yeah. But I guess it's because it's guards, right? That we all talk in here. So
we're talking. He leads the league in assists, guys.
Yeah, it's insane to me.
He didn't make the All-Star game.
I mean, come on. I mean, like, at the end of the day, this is not the first time that Trae Young has gotten snubbed when it comes to this All-Star voting. Like, this dude is unbelievable. You got to understand too. Like, he was literally in the championship for the NBA Cup earlier this year against Giannis and Dame. So you're telling me that, and Mikey, please correct me if I'm wrong. GM Sam, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any other Atlanta Hawk that's even close to being an all-star? I don't think so. So make it make sense. You have two all-stars or an all-star and a reserve that's playing in terms of Giannis and Dame, but you don't have the number one option on the team that got them to the NBA Cup Finals to go against that team. He's not even an all-star. Make it make sense. Like this really, at the end of the day, this coaching vote at like really frustrates me because you're not looking at, oh, these guys are actually meaningful for their team. I can understand the Maxey, cool. I can even understand LaMelo, cool. Trash teams, if you're scoring 40 points and your team loses every single night, hey, you're not really doing much. But Trae Young, this is ridiculous. I feel like we need to figure out a new way to get some of these all-stars because it's just I just don't see any continuity. I don't see any consistency. Like, you have a good team, you're playing well. I lead the lead in assists. What the league, not just the conference.
Yeah,
the
League.
NBA.
I lead the league in assists. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
He's gonna have a tough stretch for the rest of the season too, because the other player on their team that is all-star caliber, who had an all-star breakout year, Jalen Johnson, is out for the year, and he was averaging near 2010. So he had one really good player on his team besides him, but that's really like, who else you got? Who else you really working with? Because Zachary Rizashe ain't doing it as a rookie. Nope. Right? No. DeAndre Hunter always been around, has been decent, but don't have the consistency. Bogdan Bogdanovic ain't him. Capella ain't doing it no more. Like, they're good players, like serviceable. Yeah. But Trae is definitely the ball facilitator getting it done. So, yeah, tough one, I feel like, in the East. So
yeah, it's tough.
I want to hear about the West, yo. I want someone to walk me through the West.
Listen. Let me let y'all know what's popping in the West. You feel me? Let me let y'all know, as your boy up in here 90250. You know what I'm saying? I'm already out here. Let me let you know what's popping. First off, from the Golden State Warriors, was it ever a doubt? Stephen Curry. Come on. Come on. You already knew what it was. I wasn't worried about that. From the Oklahoma City Thunder, my man, my boy, SGA Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, I think this was well deserved. I wasn't worried about that either. Listen, when you spend time, money, resources on your body, you a 20 for 20, brother. And this man, 20 for 20. Oh! Le triple. LeBron James. Come on, Pimpin. That kid. Another all-star, another year. And this is not a Michael Jordan all-star. This is not let me get him in there because he's still playing and he's a key name. This boy is putting in work. For real. Next is my man. I'm hoping tonight he might be doing something because, he's going to be passing 30K. Mr. KD from the Phoenix Suns. You already know Kevin Durant.
Easy money sniper.
Easy money, baby. Oh! And unfortunately, in my opinion, based on the numbers.
What you mean, unfortunately? Talk to us. What you mean, unfortunately? Talk to us.
The man might win another MVP. He lead the league in all these joints. He might beat up my boy Shaq. Nikolai Joker. Yeah. And the Denver Nuggets, the Joker, rounding it out. I mean, come on, Pimpin. This is nasty. This team look nasty. Oh. This team is ugly. If you played these on a 5-on-5 blacktop, give me this. I am not worried. I am not worried at all. All these boys can handle the ball. All these boys can shoot. All these boys. And Joker and LeBron on the same team. I am so excited to see that. My boy LeBron gets to play with his favorite player, Steph Curry again. The West is looking loaded. Can we talk about the reserves, Mikey? Do you know who's in the reserves? Do we have the reserves? Who's reserving in these joints? I'm not sure. Let me see.
There's some big names.
There's some big names. Talk to me.
Big names. I mean, you knew the young Bo was going to be on here, Anthony Edwards.
Come on.
you got to have him in the All-Star games. Now, they want him to be the face of the league, I think, versus where we had a couple years ago, someone who might be considered a snub for a lot of y'all, Ja Morant. They want Anthony Edwards to be what Ja was going to be before he toted that thing on live of one too many times.
Yep.
You also got AD. The Brow's still doing it. This might be one of his best years. I actually think he's been playing real well. And the Lakers have been playing pretty well lately. I kind of like what JJ Redick's doing. I like the attitude. I love that clip I seen of him going crazy on Dalton Connect. James Harden, still playing well for the Los Angeles Clippers. Still playing very, very well. And has them in a playoff spot, too. Jaren Jackson Jr. Back. He's back.
I like it.
I like it. Good. Yo, he's a great defensive player, but his offensive game has developed as time has went on. Yeah. So I think this next player is a really great reserve and has made a breakout year as well, kind of like we talked about Cade earlier. Alperen Şengün.
Yes, sir.
Ball in this year, 2010 type year, but he's got some good vision actually. The Nikola Jokic style is starting to be developed by more big guys. Another first nod. Playing great, number 2 option, and plays with tenacity. Jalen Williams.
Well deserved.
Jalen Williams gets his, right? I feel like that's pretty. He's nasty, and I'm kind of glad that he got it because I thought he might not. And rounding it out, the last reserve, none other than the alien himself, Mr. Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, you can't forget about him. Can't forget about him.
Good reserves, huh? I like the reserve. I'm feeling like on initial view of reserves, I like what I see on the West for my initial look. What I will say is Curry starting at point guard is like, damn, the point guard competition in the West it ain't it right now. Because the fact that you telling me Curry and Harden is like the 1 and 2, like, damn, that's it? Like, sheesh. The Warriors ain't looking that good. I feel like Curry's okay. He's still Curry, but like he ain't like the Curry that we know. Like it don't look like the same to me.
He's like a 22.
It ain't that Olympics Curry either.
No, not at all. I mean, I think it's tough. I mean, you got a difficult team in terms of the Golden State Warriors. Earlier this year, they were doing really, really well, and then they kind of hit a wall. Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. As a starter, I could see where it's a little bit fuzzy. Do you know what I'm saying? But who are you going to have start over him at the end of the day? Like, you're not going to put Steph Curry as a reserve when he's one of the best shooters in the world and is still playing at a high level. Looking at the Western Conference, I love everybody. I mean, there's a couple of guys that even I said on in terms of getting snubbed, like Devin Booker. He plays for Phoenix. I don't feel too bad about that. And I think a lot of people love Ja. I love Ja. I think he's great. But like you said again, Mikey, I think this is the NBA letting people know we're transitioning. We're gonna pivot from one brother to the next brother. You know what I'm saying? And really trying to make Anthony Edwards really the face of the league. So I think this is a great matchup. I think this is great stars. And you got a couple of foreigners in there as well. I think that also makes it really, really cool for the West. And it's deservable. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're just charity votes, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I feel like one person that was very I talked about this in our pod, or we definitely talked about this, but one player that I really want to recognize, and I think he's my all-star in my heart, is Mr. Domantas Sabonis. As he's going 20 points per game, 14.5 rebounds, and he's freaking shooting 60%. He leads the league in double-doubles with 42 guys. And you're telling me a man like, well, I like Harden, but a man who's averaging 21, 5 and 8, and this guy's averaging 14 rebounds per game and leads the league in double-doubles and not getting the all-star selection is kind of sad to see, guys. I think Sabonis is a baller, and I think he's a well-deserved all-star in my opinion for this year.
He definitely got pushed out due to the overwhelming big men in terms of that. I think he literally was on the cusp. It was either like Victor, Jaren, or him, and I think maybe because of just how the schedule is and where people's are in terms of the seating, I think that had a lot to do with it.
To me, it's crazy. I think that for sure, even though I think that this dude Şengün is having a great season, I think he deserves an All-Star nod, but I think Domantas Sabonis deserves an All-Star nod more than him. Jaren Jackson Jr. is back. He's playing well. His offensive game has improved vastly. His defensive game is very notable. But Sabonis is leading the league in rebounds, averaging 20 and 14. Also, he's second in the league in three-point percentage. There's only one person in front of him, Luke Kennard, who has a higher three-point percentage right now. It's okay. I mean, he only shot 100 or so threes so far this season, but if you shoot 50 of 100 threes, it's like, that's not bad. Like, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they say, what the hell? Like, that's a lot of threes. So, it's hard. Who would you take him out for? Who would you take out? I'm taking out JJ.
Yeah, I'm taking out JJ for Sabonis.
Kyrie, I'm not that mad because Kyrie was injured for a hot minute, and he missed like a couple handfuls of games, but he is having a 50, 40, 90 season, which is incredible.
That's kind of crazy.
It doesn't happen frequently, but
definitely stepping
the
up.
All-Star likes to acknowledge the personality too, and ever since them comments when he was talking about that film, that was like had the anti-Semitic messaging, and Kyrie got the suspension because he didn't want to distance, or he didn't want to say like, I denounce this thing. I feel like there's lingering effects that ownership's in the public eye, and people don't forget the earth is flat. It's like there's agendas that the mainstream don't want that sort of thinker. Not saying whether I believe or disagree with what he's believing and talking about. You just know how they are. They want conformity. So
well, I think it's difficult. I mean, it's the same thing kind of with Norman Powell. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing his joints all over Inglewood. We've been, you know what I'm saying? His face been plastered. He's been doing his thing. He's been holding it down for the Intuit Center. But when it comes to a big name, marquee name, it's just not someone that you want to go see. And I think Kyrie, before those comments, 100%. If he's still playing the way that he's playing, he might not be a starter, but he definitely make a reserve. I think due to what's kind of happening right now, and the fact that even Luka couldn't make an All-Star, especially being hurt, I don't think the voters are wanting anything to do with the Dallas Mavericks unless it has to do with Luka. So
Facts.
it just doesn't seem right. I mean, Şengün, I think, is cool because of the fact that, Houston is a young team and they're playing well, and he's leading them as a scrappy player. So, Victor is the only one really that I'm kind of like, that's a fan. You know what I mean? The fans really wanted Victor, but he's put up some crazy nights. And recently, in the last 2 weeks, especially as it's gotten closer to the All-Star game, he has really kind of let people know, hey, I'm around. You can vote for me. So
he's leading DPOY as well.
Yes.
Because it's not all offense. Like, defense does have to come into it, which is where I feel like JJ kind of comes into it, right? The fact that you get JJ on there, because it's what else would be the distinguishing factor? You get Jaren Jackson Jr. over Sabonis. You make a good point about Şengün. Rockets, second place, young up-and-coming team, leading them, fair. Right, Jalen Williams, nasty, playing like young guy, number 2 option on the best team in the league. Fair. It's defense needs to be part of the factor too, which is where I think we was kind of having qualms with Tyler Hero maybe making it, but he plays hard, so maybe that's like where you make up for it. Maybe you don't have to be leading in DPOY standings. You can just play with tenacity. And the coaches will take you, and your fan base will take you. So
I guess.
I have a question though, Sam. I know you. I feel like you're going to be the one that knows this. Explain to me how, because I know we talked about it splits up into 3 teams, right? It's like 3 teams of 8. What is like? How does All-Star Game going to work this year?
So basically, it's a brand new concept. So we said 3. It's 3 teams, but instead of 1 All-Star game, guys, this is going to be like a tournament style. This is going to be multiple games, guys. It consists of 4 teams. So right now, in total, with the Eastern All-Stars and the Western All-Stars, we have a total of 24 All-Stars in total.
Okay.
And so it's pretty funny, too, where out of those 24 players, they're going to be drafted from broadcasters Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. They're going to be the honorary GMs, right? So they're going to have to draft their squads out of these 24 All-Stars.
Oh, shoot.
So there's going to be Team Shaq, Team Kenny, Team Charles.
And there's only 8 of them, though.
Yes. So each team has 8 players. 5-year starters and then 3 bench. And the 4th team is going to be the winner of the Worlds and USA team.
Okay.
That's going to be the 4th team.
I like that.
So it's going to be a tournament-style semifinal start, and then they're going to go finals, and that's going to be the All-Star winner.
Is it going to be a score? I wonder how the scores are going to be, because you know how we had like the ode to Kobe.
Yes.
So
yes.
like once the 4th quarter came, once we hit score X amount, we're
X amount of points.
Now. I wonder how it's going to be if they have to play so many. If it's a bracket style, how the games is going to work. But
Right.
I'm intrigued by this change. Don't you think like this is Adam Silver trying to inject some fanfare? Yeah, because you know the All-Star game used to
Exactly.
be fun to watch, and now it's a glorified, lob dunk contest, who can shoot the furthest pickup game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, we all know that the NBA right now currently is missing its marquee star from America. We've invested a lot of time and a lot of resources into these international players, and it's been great. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't love them, but in terms of the fans, in terms of the viewership, it's not popping. So it's our job, you know what I'm saying, as commentators, as podcasters, to let y'all know. The NBA's trying to do something. They trying to bring some spice back. You know what I'm saying? Like that shorty down the street. She cut her hair. She did a little some. She changed her outfit. She's been going to CrossFit. I'm just letting you know they're trying to get something right. So
I got it. So the games will be fast because you know how All-Stars is just a weekend, there's a day.
Mm-hmm.
They're up to only 40 points. First to reach 40, you win. Same goes for the finals. So it's going to be a quick pace. And I feel like I also saw like a little comment here saying like Adam Silver's like there's a lot of points that score in the All-Star game. He wants it more competitive. So that's why we're seeing this like 40-point game. So I feel like it's going to be exciting though, honestly. Let's see how well it does in terms of viewers.
Curry might put up 10 threes, 30 points by himself.
He by himself.
Let himself have 30 by himself. That go crazy.
Damn.
Shoot. Man, dude, I'm loving the fact that we're able to talk about these All-Stars. I'm really excited for this new format. I'm like, this is going to be fun. For the first time, I might actually want to watch an All-Star game or maybe sit down behind the couch and spend some time during All-Star weekend. I'm like, okay.
Yes, sir.
Dude, listen, though, guys. We love playing, but there's some guys that might be on the move.
Oh.
And, I've heard that the New Orleans Pelicans have approached the Miami Heat about a potential trade.
No way.
Involving
Jimmy.
Okay. And forward Brandon Ingram.
What?
I know. It hasn't. You know what I'm saying? We're not sure about what's the situation because Zion hasn't been playing. He's not played any back-to-back games. But I heard from a little birdie it might be happening. How would we feel, Jimmy going to New Orleans? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'd love to hear about you guys first.
I'm kind of excited for the other team, honestly. For Ingram for Miami with Tyler and Bam and Ingram to have like a mini big three little powwow there in Miami is very exciting in that side. But in terms of the Pelican side, it depends on the mix of DeJounte and Jimmy. That's the question for me. And how well are they gonna mingle? How well they're gonna be in their chemistry with that small forward? Jimmy can play anywhere. He can play the 2, 3, 4. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited for this trade. When you said Ingram and Butler, my eyes open like, whoa, that's not bad.
That's an interesting thought, Ingram for Butler, because Ingram probably has a relatively big contract too already, and it's not like you're taking on that much more money with Jimmy. I don't think he want to go there though. I mean, he ain't gonna really have much of an option, but he does have if Miami tries to keep him. And he just shows up to practice and sucks it up and plays. Like, it's not like he can't stay there and then invoke his option next year for 54 milli or whatever.
Wait, so like Ingram's a free agent.
So Ingram is a free agent.
Both are rentals, I guess. Because Jimmy's a free agent.
But Jimmy's contract, though, does have an option, a player option for next year. So you have to, you basically, if you're taking the contract as is, Jimmy will be able to say,
Hey,
boom,
like, yeah.
what did, so a big development is that the Warriors kind of re-entered themselves into the Jimmy Butler because at first they thought it was too much, the asking price, but
Right.
now that there's more of a bargain,
Right.
now we talking. They said, now we talking. But you know what Wendy was saying? Like a major move might be coming here for the Warriors.
Which one?
And I don't know if they mean Jimmy Butler. There's a chick because Vucevic and Levine gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, they
The
have
Warriors.
to.
If I can't get Jimmy, I'm pushing hard for one of those two, Levine or Vucevic. Might as well
Get both.
Vucevic ain't even getting paid that crazy. You could take his contract on, but apparently Shams was saying that it's coming down to the Suns and the Warriors for Jimmy. That's what he said on the Pat McAfee show. I seen him saying it. He was like, it's coming down to the Suns and the Warriors. If I'm Jimmy, obviously I don't care. Those two teams is both on that vying for a play-in / lower seeding in the West.
Definitely.
I would be down to play with Draymond and Steph, or I would be down to play with Book and KD because it's both like I feel like big personalities that I'm sure Jimmy Butler is happy to kind of fit into the mold versus I'm the OG that's taking Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero to the next level.
I mean, yeah, I feel you. Like, I think him heading to New Orleans, Jimmy heading to New Orleans is just a heading to the wasteland, ready to die.
Wasteland.
I think it is. It's just a wasteland, in my opinion. I think it's more of a win for Miami than it is for Jimmy. And I think you're sending him out in the desert. You're like Napoleon. It's that deserted island. But Jimmy can catch some turtles and get his behind back to shore. So I'm not, what I'm saying? I'm not too worried about him. I would love him on the Suns. I think that would be great, must-see TV. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy going to the Pelicans would be crazy. Would be absolutely crazy. And Vucevic, listen, come to the Lakers. We don't want you to go
That's
to
what
Golden
I'm
State.
saying.
Come to the Lakers.
We need a center.
The Lakers.
They can't do it though. I don't think they have any sort of.
Listen.
What can they give up?
Austin Reeves,
Rui.
25 second round picks. This is what
No. The Lakers
they
reported
the way already too, bro.
Lakers reported Austin Reeves is off limits in the trade deadline.
Setting him.
No, but you know what the NBA insiders are saying, that like Rui is not an asset. Like that's not a
really?
Like, we'll give you Rui. It's not an asset. This is, I'm gonna tell you how it could work right here with Levine.
Okay.
The only the reason why I think that if Butler can't go to the Warriors, maybe it's gonna be like, because you know how they have to have a 3-team trade because they got to get rid of Beal, and there was the rumors of Beal to Chicago. You get Warriors, Chicago, and Miami involved so that Beal can end up in Chicago and Levine or Vucevic, if that's what they're trying to go for, can end up in Golden State, and then you can get Jimmy ending up on
the Suns.
The Suns, and then whichever of the Vucevic or Levine doesn't go to the Warriors ends up on Miami, and Warriors send assets to Miami. Because that's how Miami, I feel like, can maximize. Sounds a little convoluted, but I do think that sort of like it benefits all of them for where they're at right now. Because Chicago's trying to move the players. Beal only want to play in certain places, and the reports was Chicago might be one of them. Jimmy needs to get out of Miami, and the Warriors need anything. So, like, that's not a bad option if those 4 teams could figure something out.
Sheesh.
New Orleans ain't in a good spot either because their team is trash, but they have a lot of good talent. Like, their team in the standings and as a team is not good, but they have a lot of good talent. So they ain't in a bad spot. Brandon Ingram has been injured for many months, though. He sprained that ankle, and he ain't played like 20, 30 games or something like that. So keep that in mind. He's hasn't played in a hot minute, so he's coming off injury, too.
Damaged goods out there. Damaged goods.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm listen. Get rid of AR-15. Austin Reeves. Let's send that package out. Listen, and I also heard that De'Aaron Fox on the Sacramento Kings was on the trade block. I'll send his ass and do a quick swap.
Now you heard about that story though about that trade?
Talk to me. What did I hear?
Like I saw that when news broke out that De'Aaron Fox wanted to trade him block. Like he didn't even request for a trade. He just said he had a target destination in mind for his 2026 free agency. So that's all he said. And then
does that mean,
and
though?
now the Kings are
does
like,
that
I
mean?
bet you're not gonna resign. You're not gonna resign with us. Just leave.
He Ben said that though. He said that. It's not new news. It's just new news that the Sacramento Kings have said. At first, they was like, we're not opening trade talks for him this year.
Okay.
But now they've changed their mind. Maybe it's like a tactical placement of when they said, oh, you know what, we will listen to offers.
Oh, interesting.
Don't give teams time to. They have to give you a good offer.
Yeah, you gotta splurge if you really want him. I mean, come on. I think we all knew Fox was leaving Sacramento as soon as he got there. The question is, when was he leaving? And if you know, you tell your girl, listen, what if we broke up? What if we took a break? You know what I'm saying? It's not saying you want to break up, but if you say to a girl, you say to your shorty, I kind of want to get a break, or if you're on the other end of that. Oh, I think maybe we should take a break during the summer. I'm gonna be going to I'm gonna be traveling the world. Listen, she wants to dump you. Okay, she might not say that she wants to dump you. She might enjoy the fact that you buy her, Dairy Queen on the weekends, and you might come up and pull up, with some in and out from time to time. But she ready to go. So that's pretty much what Dan Fox is saying. He's saying, listen, I'm going abroad for the summer. You know what I'm saying? I think we should take a break. He's ready to get out of there.
They should keep Reeves for the sake of the fact they got him on a cheap contract and he's a good player. He fits their system.
He's not a good player. This man is a bum. He went 3 for 15 the other night. I said, come on, pimpin'. What should be? Dalton Connett's a rookie playing better than this boy.
Well, you're going to have some bad games. He's still having a good season for the most part, and he fits that offense, I feel like. That's where I feel like everything can't be talent. You do have to have a system. You know what I mean? There has to be a balance. I will say, y'all was talking about Lakers need to get a little something too. The word is that they was trying to get Bogdanovich, who is being shot by the Hawks. That's not bad. If you're telling me Rui for Bogdan, okay, different. We're talking different now, like assets. Or y'all said you want a big guy. This is the one. And if y'all are going to get one, I don't think it's going to be Vucevic. I think it's going to be Miles Turner.
Oh, that's not bad though, too, though.
And that would be. And now, listen for what the rumored trade package that they're talking. They saying Rui Hachimura, Christian Wood, 2029 first round draft pick, and then a multiple second round draft picks. But as we all know, what second round draft picks are here.
They're trash.
You just tossing some $1 bills for them to dance a little bit for you. So listen, that trade, now you got my attention. Like
for Turner, though, you're gonna give up a first round and 2 players for Turner and some picks.
Yeah, you're not gonna get him otherwise. I mean, he's worth it. He is.
No, he is worth it. He is worth it. I'm down. I'll take it.
Because he can hit threes. Big guy.
He's 28.
He's young.
Yeah, he's 28.
Young. He's been playing on a super high pace.
Super
offense.
Yep.
The Pacers.
Yep.
Funny enough, no pun. So I feel like you got like the offensive side, and maybe if you give him a little, if AD could teach him a little bit, because AD got them top finishes in the DPOY races.
No, this is perfect. Leave AD at the power forward now.
$15 million too. He's averaging 15 and 6, 15.5, 15.6, 6.8, almost 15 and 8.
With the Lakers system, I feel like this is gonna be. If Miles comes to the Lakers, it's gonna be great.
I would have took him last year. I don't understand what took so long, Pimpin'.
Well, people been trying to get Miles Turner off the Pacers for a hot minute because the Celtics tried getting him too. Remember, we was trying to get Turner and the trade couldn't go through, and then we got Porzingis in offseason, and it was like, all right, like you saw what that got us, right? A little shiny thing that goes on, one of these.
Let him know.
Yeah, Turner would be a nice pickup, I think.
Yeah, so Lakers are definitely looking for a center and they're looking for a point guard for this trade deadline here. So yeah. I feel like I'm down for that Miles, bro.
That'd be fine.
I think that if I was going to aim for one, that's the one I would go for because it's not too much of an asking price. I don't think it's that. And he's young. Like Vucevic is nice, but he's a little older.
Yeah.
I'm
down for that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I like that.
Hey, guys, before we move on, real quick, did you guys hear about Terry Rozier getting probed by under criminal investigation due to the fact that his 2023 play in the season was looking a little suspect? Says that the Hornets New Orleans game involving Rozier on March 23rd, 2023. Rozier left the game after 9.5 minutes and not only did not return, foot discomfort was the reason, he did not play again for the Hornets that season. And so the NBA is looked into Rozier's situation and did not find any league rules were broken. But
that's crazy.
He is under investigation by federal prosecutors into unusual betting patterns surrounding his play.
Wow.
He was with the Charlotte Hornets. So kind of a situation like a Porter. If you guys don't know one of the Porters.
Yep.
Decided
Toronto Raptors.
He said, "Oh, my game check ain't that fat. Let me do some sports betting." And unfortunately did not bet on his team to win, but bet on his team to lose, which is the most faux pas thing you could ever do in the history of life. Listen, you want to bet on sports? Bet that your team's going to win. You want to put $2 million as a boxer? I'm going to knock out this sucker in the third round? Put your money on the floor. But the fact that you bet that your team was going to lose, ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, this man's under investigation right now.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to say, I can't really find what why they're saying there was like strange patterns of betting. I'm not really sure what that means. The same probe is the one that got Porter.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the league and the authorities have declined to charge him with anything, and we got to stop the culture of like guilty until proven innocent, in my opinion. Like sometimes that be like the case because the media crucifies people.
Right.
So I'm not going to jump to no hasty conclusion. Let's see what the evidence has to say. Obviously, that's a very coached answer that he gave. From advice of my legal counsel, I cannot comment on that matter. But if you wasn't doing nothing strange and there just happens to be an anomaly or a strange coincidence, like I've had strange coincidences happen to me many times in my life. So I ain't gonna. That's all I gotta say on it. Let's see. I hope he wasn't, because Scary Terry, bro. Remember that run?
I love Scary Terry, and he's in the third year of a 4-year, $96 million contract. So it's not like he needs the money. And we've all played sports before, where like, hey, maybe I was feeling a little tweak before the game or something. I'm gonna try to play. Maybe I play a couple minutes and I'm just not feeling up for it, so then I'm gonna sit. Like it's not unusual in my opinion. It's not as though, and based on my research, and we're gonna look into this in our other future NBA episodes. It's not looking like he did anything or bet anything. It's just that sports bettors were looking at it, and I think now that we have sports and sports betting so synonymous with one another, I think there's just gonna be a couple more of these that happen. If there was Noah Gray didn't get one catch a couple weeks ago, like last week in the AFC Championship game. He's gotten one every single game, and I think all season. It happens. Do you know what I'm saying? It's an anomaly. It happens. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to raise you guys' attention just to see if maybe in later episodes this might be a thing. If not, it might not. So not too crazy.
Betting in sports is definitely a modern topic that I think is going to stay in the headlines. That's going to come back up. So
100%.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a lot. It's good NBA news, and we got the trade deadline coming up, so I'm sure we'll be back to this to talk about this next week.
Mm-hmm.
Some I want to put back on y'all radar, because I know we talked about this kind of a hot minute ago, and it's been a little bit, but we got some fellas and 2 ladies throwing leather tomorrow.
What?
As UFC is back around for the new year, so
we're back, baby.
I got to bring UFC into the fold for y'all, for the listeners, for the MSD family here. Yes. A couple weeks ago, we had a big pay-per-view. So I'm going to just quickly, there was some big fights. Your boy Islam Makhachev, the UFC lightweight champion, successfully defended. Not without a little controversy, because his opponent pulled out the night before the championship fight.
Oh, what?
So they elevated a fighter lower on the card up to fight him in the main event. A different fighter who was on the card, which is a great opportunity. But Islam is an absolute beast, and he defended the title again. He's going for the record now for that division. The 155-pound division is always a really, really toughly contested one. Secondly, another big fight. Mr. Merab Dvalishvili, the reigning bantamweight champion, who was the one that took the belt from Sean O'Malley. He gave Usman Nurmagomedov, one of the famous Nurmagomedov family fighters, he gave him his first L in a great fight. No more doubt in Merab. It's crazy. He was as the champion was a big underdog because everyone loves, Usman Nurmagomedov is nasty, but this is his first real championship fight again, and a real fight against that level of the upper echelon. So those were the big title fights that they had. There was a big fight between fan favorite Yuri Prohaska, who, his previous 2 fights, he lost to Alex Pereira, the reigning light heavyweight champion, twice, but he's a fan favorite. Yuri is a beast, bro. And he fought Jamal Hill, who is the heel, the fan villain. Great fight. Really, really great fight. Competitive, closely contested, and the fan favorite Yuri came through with a 3rd round KO. So that's a little recap of the pay-per-view that had. But I had to bring this up because I know, Sam, I know that you a big fan of one of the namesakes for the title, or for not the title, but for the main event of UFC Fight Night. So tomorrow, coming at y'all early for West Coast and Eastern time. It's gonna start. Main card is 12 noon Eastern Standard, 9 a.m. Western.
9 a.m.
So
early.
In Saudi Arabia, we're hosting UFC Fight Night. Israel Adesanya fighting Nasruddin Imavov. So we're looking at top 5 middleweight contenders. That's the 185-pound division. Adesanya is coming off a loss to the reigning champion, Dricus du Plessis. And actually, next week, Dricus du Plessis is defending his title against the person that he took that title from, Sean Strickland. But before, we got to see, how this title picture is shaping out. So Israel's going to fight Imavov, and this is a very striking heavy fight right here. These dudes ain't big wrestlers. So when you be watching the fights, this is going to be a fun fight for y'all to watch. Sam, I know that's your boy, so I know you're probably excited to see Izzy.
It's been a long time I've seen Izzy. I mean, the last Stylebender. We all Avatar fans here. I love this since you introduced me to this man. You look at his nickname, look what he's called, and then the way how he comes in, the way he fights. I mean, I love this guy, so you're definitely excited for this fight. And where does this take place? What did you say? Where was the location?
So this is going to be UFC's debut card in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Okay, wow.
Gotcha.
Y'all know Turkey Al Sheikh? You heard of Turkey Al Sheikh?
I've heard Turkey.
Turkey Al Sheikh.
Al Sheikh.
He be hosting huge boxing matches. So he just hosted the Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk fight. He be hosting huge fights. He hosted Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou as well.
Oh, wow.
The boxing
Ngannou.
Big money.
I know. I'm hoping that they'll bring some big pay-per-views over there because they have a big fan base. Middle Easterns love, because that's why you'll notice if you look at the names on the cards, there's a lot of from the Eastern Hemisphere were featured on the card. So I'm going to tell y'all a couple names to watch out for.
Word.
On the undercard, Shamil Gaziev. He's had some good fights, and he a banger. He likes to throw them things. Big boys, hunt 265. We talking like that's the limit for heavyweight limit, and
They're testing it.
Get busy. They're gonna get busy. On the main card, some heavyweights are fighting. Sergey Pavlovich. He fought for the heavyweight title a few fights ago, and he's fighting a guy who's a high rank, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. So those are some heavyweights to watch out for. But the co-main event is a favorite out there. Sharaputin Magomedov, otherwise known as the Pirate. So Shara Bullet. This dude is got one eye that don't work. He's got basically one less eye than everyone else.
I was wondering why.
Crazy striker. And he's going up against former Bellator champion, and who's made a great splash in the UFC Center's entrance, Michael Venom Page. Super flashy. He's the dude, Sam, that hit the flying knee and threw the Pokeball.
Yes.
Michael Venom Page.
That's him.
He crazy, bro. This style clash is going to be really, really fun. So I wanted to bring this to put this on y'all plate and to put this on the listeners' plate, because UFC really been coming with it the last couple years. I'm telling y'all, the level of competition, the level of fanfare, the production value that goes into it, not to mention, if y'all want to, bust a little parlay, ain't nothing better than running the same game parlay, but it's same fight parlay, or parlaying like hella fights in the
Oh.
card. It's very fun. So we got to tease y'all with a little bit of talk of UFC, and on our episodes this week we'll come back and talk about some of the highlights from this fight card.
Definitely.
I'm really excited. I might be sitting back and watching. There's a couple other things this weekend that we're gonna be. I'm gonna be watching. We got the Pro-Am at Pebble Beach, the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I'm really excited about that. We're already in the second round, so I'm hoping these next couple of days I can just sit back and watch during the day. And I think, guys, if you got a little time in the nighttime or even midday, especially tomorrow or early morning, you better get on that UFC because it's gonna be a movie. I tell you that. I cannot wait.
In Saudi.
When we get into Saudi Arabia, listen, I'm trying to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see the Abu Dhabi. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to make it poppin'. So we gotta get over there soon. I tell you.
Imagine a live stream Abu Dhabi, Saudi
Live
Arabia
stream Abu
UFC
Dhabi.
match, live stream MSD Sports.
Listen,
Yo, I got one or two connects that could
Hello,
help
that.
put a little something out in Saudi. So if we got any listeners and viewers or any of y'all trying to catch some UFC out in that part of the world, you know where to hit us.
listen. MSD Sports, you know what it is.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what it
Yes, sir. MSD Sports. Let's get it. I love it.
is. How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling?
I think it was a great night. I think this is productive. I hope that y'all enjoyed, hearing about all this NBA All-Star update. YBK, GM Sam, as always,
Yes, sir.
with the crucial MLB news. And let's get excited for some UFC and that Pro-Am golf tournament. I love that.
Pebble Beach. Let's get
Pebble
it.
Beach. Yeah, you right. So
And what do we got? What do we got? Pro Bowl this weekend?
We have a couple Pro Bowl games. We got some stuff popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw Russell throwing the thing out of that ball and that thing. Russell
Jamar Chase was catching one-handed ball.
Oh, I did see that too. He was smooth
and stuff too. Boy was going crazy.
talk to me when the dodgeball game comes on, because I ain't even want to watch the Pro Bowl no more. The new Pro Bowl is the dodgeball game. So
oh, really? So they don't play the game and they just play dodgeball?
No, I'm playing Sam. Like they do the game, but it's flag football or
Oh.
Two-hand touch.
Oh,
it's like you're playing with your grandma. You're playing that in the backyard.
Okay.
It ain't nothing.
Come on now.
For me, the new Pro Bowl is the dodgeball game. So
I
y'all
like the
talk to me
dodgeball.
when the dodgeball game come on.
I'll let you know. All right. RCR Presents MSD Sports. That was episode 14, everybody. You can follow us, find us, listen to us, watch us. RCR MSD Sports. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, you name it. We everywhere. Let's get it. My name is Sam at YBK up in here. We got Mikey at Michael John DeStefano. We got Camden at Mr. Club Paradise. And this was RCR MSD Sports, everybody. Let's go. Episode 14. We'll see you in the next ep.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Tap in.